What if I told you there is a method older than scripture, older than religion, that the Archons cannot touch? A technique so simple, so quiet, so powerful, that ancient Gnostic teachers believed it was the one thing capable of slipping past every force that tries to keep the human mind asleep. And the strangest part, you already know it. You've felt it. You've used it accidentally. But no one ever told you what it really is. Tonight, we go into forbidden territory. Not because the knowledge is dangerous, but because it makes you immune to control. Let's start with something the ancient Gnostics taught in whispers. The Archons can influence thought, but not awareness. This is the key. Thought can be manipulated. Emotions can be distorted. Even beliefs can be shaped by fear, by culture, by pressure. But awareness, pure awareness, is untouchable. They compared awareness to a flame behind glass. Nothing can reach it. Nothing can stain it. Nothing can dim it. The only way to trap a human being is to distract them from it. Picture this. Imagine you're in a room full of mirrors. Each mirror shows a different version of you. Your fears, your doubts, your memories, your dreams, your habits. You start reacting to each reflection. You chase one. You fight another. You hide from a third. You forget the one thing the Gnostics insisted was the only truth. You are not the mirror. You are the one looking. The Archons in Gnostic cosmology were masters of distraction. They didn't need to hurt you. They didn't need to overpower you. All they had to do was keep you fascinated with the reflections. Once you're hypnotized by your own thoughts, they've already won. The Gnostics called this the counterfeit spirit, a kind of mental fog that wraps around the mind, tricking you into believing every thought is yours, every fear is you, every urge is your identity. But then there was the method, the technique that breaks the fog, a method the Archons cannot control. It didn't involve rituals or prayers or secrets locked in temples. It wasn't about obeying gods or memorizing doctrine. It wasn't even about meditation in the modern sense. It was something far stranger, far simpler, and far more dangerous to any system that feeds on human unconsciousness. They called it turning the light back toward itself. If that sounds cryptic, let me make it real. Have you ever had a moment where everything suddenly felt clear? You weren't thinking. You weren't reacting. You were just present, silent, awake, watching. Maybe it happened while you were staring at the sky. Maybe it happened right after an argument. Maybe it happened during heartbreak, or joy, or even boredom. That moment when your awareness steps out of the noise and just observes. That is the method. But the Gnostics went further. They said that if you can stabilize that state, the Archons lose all access to you. Because awareness cannot be influenced. Only thought can. Most people never experience this long enough to notice. They return to the noise, the mirrors, the counterfeit spirit. But once in a while, someone wakes up inside their own mind. And that's when everything starts changing. Let me give you an example Gnostic teachers used. Imagine standing in a storm. Lightning, wind, chaos, branches snapping, rain pouring sideways. Most people believe they are the storm. They say, I am anxious, I am angry, I am afraid. They identify with the weather. But the Gnostics said, no, the storm is your thoughts, you are the sky. Storms come and go. The sky remains. Now imagine realizing this during one of your hardest moments. Imagine suddenly noticing your own awareness instead of drowning in your thoughts. Imagine stepping back and witnessing everything from a deeper place. That shift, that microsecond of clarity, is the doorway the Archons cannot cross, because they can only influence the storm. They cannot touch the sky. Here's the part most people don't know. This method wasn't just about clarity. It triggered something else. When you turn the light back toward itself, the Gnostics said a memory awakens. Not a memory of childhood. Not a memory of past lives. A memory of your origin. A memory of being light before entering the material world. They believed every human being carries a spark of the divine source, a fragment of the infinite trapped inside flesh and bone. The Archons do everything to keep you from discovering this spark, because once awakened, it dissolves their influence instantly. Pure awareness is like a torch inside a cave. The shadows look powerful until the flame rises. But here's the twist. This method takes practice. It's simple but not easy, because everything in the world pulls your attention outward. Your phone, your fears, your past, your goals, your insecurities, your survival instincts, your desire to be understood, your need to feel safe. The Archons don't need to block the method. They just need to keep you busy. Have you noticed how your mind constantly tries to pull you into stories, judgments, plans, memories, self-criticism, imagination, fear? Every one of these is a hook, a mirror, a trap. But awareness, the silent witness, cannot be hooked. Imagine watching your thoughts like clouds drifting by. You don't chase them. You don't fight them. You don't argue. You simply observe. And in that observation, something extraordinary happens. Your awareness becomes conscious of itself. The Gnostics said this is the moment the divine spark stirs. The moment you stop being controlled by the lower forces of the mind. The moment the Archons lose their grip. Because the Archons operate through identification. You are this thought. You are this fear. You are this desire. You are this guilt. But when awareness wakes up, you finally see the truth. I am none of this. I am the one who sees. Now imagine living like that for even a few minutes a day. Imagine the clarity. Imagine the freedom. Imagine the shift in your decisions, your relationships, your fears. And yes, the Gnostics believed this practice had a cosmic purpose, a rebellious purpose. They saw awakening not just as personal liberation, but as a jailbreak for the entire human soul. Because each person who remembers their true nature weakens the illusion, and each spark that awakens brightens the whole. This leads to the final, forbidden idea. Awareness spreads, just like fear spreads, just like anger spreads, just like joy spreads. When someone awakens, even quietly, it affects everyone around them. Their presence becomes different. Their choices become different. The way they respond to conflict becomes different. The way they see themselves becomes different. And the Archons cannot predict, influence, or contain a life lived from awareness. It's the one variable they never mastered. So let's bring this to you. Right now, notice the part of you that is hearing my voice. Not the thoughts reacting to the words, but the awareness behind the thoughts. The space, the observer. That is the part of you the Gnostics said was untouchable. Infinite, unborn, unafraid, older than the universe, and immune to every force of distortion. This is the method, not meditation, not visualization, not chanting, not belief. Awareness of awareness, seeing the seer. When you live from this place, even for a moment, you step outside the reach of the counterfeit spirit. You become impossible to manipulate, impossible to confuse, impossible to divide within yourself. You become what the ancient texts called a free one. If this stirred something inside you, if something clicked, even for a second, tell me in the comments. Your experience might help someone else recognize their own spark. And if you want more explorations like this, more hidden teachings, more ancient knowledge that empowers rather than frightens, make sure to subscribe. It keeps the channel alive and brings these teachings to more people who need them. Remember, thoughts can be influenced. Awareness cannot. And once you realize the difference, you're free.